The year is 79 AD, and you're living in the bustling Roman city of Pompeii. Life seems normal until Mount Vesuvius rumbles to life. In the next few hours, you'll face life or death decisions that thousands of real Romans encountered. Picture yourself waking up in a Roman villa as golden sunlight streams through your window. It's a typical morning in Pompeii, and the streets are already buzzing with activity. Merchants are setting up their shops, selling everything from fresh bread to fine jewelry. The public fountains are crowded with people collecting water for the day, while slaves run errands for wealthy families. In the Forum, the city's main square, politicians discuss local matters as children play nearby. The smell of freshly baked bread wafts from the numerous bakeries, mixing with the distinct aroma of garum, that famous Roman fish sauce everyone seems to love. Rich citizens head to the public baths for their morning routine, while workers make their way to the busy port, where ships bring goods from across the empire. Little do these people know that this ordinary morning will become their last normal day in Pompeii. Around mid-morning, something feels off. The ground beneath your feet starts to quiver. Not unusual for Pompeii, as small earthquakes were common in the region. But this time, it's different. The tremors are more frequent, and there's an eerie change in the air. Dogs begin barking frantically, and birds take flight in massive flocks, abandoning their nests. The wells and springs start behaving strangely too. Some dry up completely, while others bubble with unusually warm water. In the distance, Mount Vesuvius, which locals consider just another mountain in their backdrop, begins emitting strange rumbling sounds. A few older residents recall similar signs from the massive earthquake that damaged the city 17 years ago. But most people continue their daily routines, unaware that these are nature's desperate warnings of the catastrophe to come. Suddenly, around 1 p.m., a deafening explosion shatters the afternoon calm. Mount Vesuvius erupts with devastating force, sending a massive column of smoke, ash and rock soaring nearly 21 miles into the sky. This dark cloud, shaped like a giant pine tree, casts an otherworldly shadow over Pompeii. The sun disappears, plunging the city into an unnatural darkness. Hot ash and small rocks begin raining down on the city, coating everything in a grey blanket. The air becomes thick and difficult to breathe. People start panicking. Some rush to take shelter indoors, while others grab what they can and flee toward the coast. The temperature rises dramatically as the volcanic debris continues to fall. This is just the beginning of a disaster that will unfold over the next 18 hours, forever preserving this Roman city in its final moments. Let's explore your escape options from Pompeii, and believe me, you'll need to choose wisely. The main road, the Via dell'Abbondanza, leads east away from Vesuvius, offering a potential escape route through the countryside. To the west, Pompeii's harbour usually bustles with trading ships, though now it's chaos as people scramble for any available vessel. The well-maintained Via Consolare heads north, but that's dangerously close to the Volcano. Meanwhile, the southern route along the coast through Stabii might seem promising, but it's already getting clogged with fleeing citizens. Here's the catch. These Roman roads, normally a marvel of ancient engineering, are becoming treacherous. The falling ash is piling up, making them slippery, while the darkness from the ash cloud turns familiar paths into confusing mazes. Some wealthy citizens are leaving in covered carriages, while others attempt the journey on foot, carrying only what they can manage. Now comes the moment of truth. Should you stay, or should you flee? Let's look at what real Pompeians did. Some, like the wealthy banker Lucius Caecilius Jucundus, chose to shelter in their homes, believing their solid Roman walls would protect them. Others, including many of the city's poor, immediately started the long trek to safety. Archaeological evidence shows us both successes and tragedies. In the house of the Crypta Porticus, researchers found an entire family who had gathered their valuables but waited too long to leave. Meanwhile, the discovery of hundreds of bodies at the harbour tells us about those who tried to escape by sea. The most successful evacuees were those who left early, travelling light and heading south or east. But here's the fascinating part. Your chances of survival actually depended a lot on your social status and access to resources. The situation turns dire as the sky unleashes a deadly rain of volcanic debris. Picture yourself dodging pumice stones the size of apples. These lightweight but dangerous projectiles are falling at alarming speeds. The good news? Pumice is actually light enough that a direct hit won't kill you, but you'll definitely want to protect your head. The real danger comes from the larger rocks mixed in with the pumice shower. These dense volcanic bombs can crash through roofs and cause serious injury. The streets are becoming treacherous obstacle courses, with pumice piling up several feet deep. Those fancy Roman sandals, not exactly ideal for wading through hot volcanic debris. Smart survivors are using wooden boards as makeshift shields, while others huddle under the sturdy stone archways of the city's many buildings. The air is getting thicker with every passing minute, and breathing is becoming a real challenge. Now we're facing the deadliest phase of the eruption. The air isn't just dusty, it's becoming a toxic soup of volcanic gases. Every breath feels like fire in your lungs as sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide levels rise to lethal levels. But that's not even the worst threat. In the distance, you spot what looks like a fast-moving storm cloud hugging the ground. This is a pyroclastic flow, a superheated avalanche of gas and rock moving at highway speeds, reaching temperatures hot enough to instantly kill anyone in its path. These flows were the real killers of Pompeii, moving so fast that even those who had made it several miles from the city weren't safe. The archaeological evidence is clear. Many victims were found in positions suggesting they died instantly when these waves of scorching gas and debris hit them. This explains why so many bodies were discovered in flash-frozen poses, preserved in their final moments. Let's explore the places where Pompeians made their final stands. Archaeological evidence reveals fascinating patterns in where people sought shelter. The large vaulted cellars beneath the villa of L. Crassus Tertius became a makeshift bunker for several families. Their remains found huddled together with precious belongings. The sturdy walls of the public baths proved popular, with dozens taking refuge in their thick-walled chambers. Some groups hid in the boathouses near the harbour, while others chose the deep storage rooms of local shops. Ironically, some of the most dangerous places were the upper floors of buildings, which collapsed under the weight of accumulated ash. The most heartbreaking discoveries were in small rooms where entire families gathered, often bringing their valuables and food, hoping to wait out the disaster. These choices, frozen in time, give us a powerful glimpse into human nature during a crisis. Let's examine what the archaeological evidence tells us about those final, desperate hours in Pompeii. The discovery of over 1,500 bodies tells an incredibly detailed story of survival attempts. We've found families clustered together in rooms, some with makeshift cloth masks pressed to their faces, an ancient attempt at breathing protection. Others were discovered with pillows tied to their heads, trying to shield themselves from falling debris. Perhaps most telling are the valuables found with victims: bags of coins, jewelry, and precious family heirlooms, showing how people struggled to decide what to save. In the House of the Gladiators, archaeologists found a group huddled in a corner, suggesting they were trying to avoid the intense heat coming through the walls. Some of the most remarkable findings were in the harbour area, where hundreds of people had fled with small boats, only to be caught by the pyroclastic surge. Let's fast forward to today and ask, would you fare better in a Vesuvius-style eruption with modern technology? While we now have advanced warning systems and evacuation protocols, surviving a major volcanic event still presents serious challenges. Today's seismometers and gas monitors would give us days or even weeks of warning before an eruption, unlike the Pompeians who had only hours. Modern buildings with their reinforced structures offer better protection against falling debris, and our transportation networks could evacuate thousands quickly. But here's the sobering reality. Even with all our technology, a Vesuvius eruption today would still be catastrophic. The volcano looms over Naples, a city of 3 million people, and evacuation plans estimate it would take at least 72 hours to clear the danger zone. The key lesson from Pompeii remains relevant. Early evacuation is still your best chance of survival. Thanks for joining us on this journey through ancient Pompeii's final hours. If you enjoyed this historical survival guide, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share with your history-loving friends and let us know in the comments. What would your escape plan be?